by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the Special Interest Group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
In another edition of News Tonight, my name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Let's head straight into the bulletin. President Yoweri Museveni is expected to be formally nominated this Saturday as the national chairman of the NRM and the party's presidential flag bearer ahead of the 2026 general elections. The nomination will take place at NRM Electoral Commission offices in Kampala, marking the culmination of months of nationwide engagements led by President, most of them centered on wealth creation through the parish development model. Over the past few months, President Museveni has toured all 18 zones of the country, and at nearly every stop, the message from local leaders and communities has been consistent. They want him to stay on. From village meetings to district forums, calls for continuity have been both loud and persistent, with many crediting Museveni for the peace and development in Uganda and the country has truly enjoyed under his leadership since 1986. Supporters say the stability of recent decades has paved the way for improved roads, schools, health centers, and agricultural productivity achievements they believe must be safeguarded rather than risked. Under NRM regulations, all candidates for NRM chairman and presidential flag bearer must secure at least 100 endorsement signatures from the national conference delegates across various regions. By Thursday, President Museveni had already met this requirement, a clear indication of his sustained influence both within the party and across the country. Now, over 500 students have graduated in fields to pilot instructors, airport operators and engineers at an event held at Uganda Air Force College in Entebbe, and this was graced by the Chief of Defense Forces, UPDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
The Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has reiterated the need for serving army officers to always be on alert to defend Uganda and its interests.
Those pilots, radar, and air defense system operators strengthen our military's ability to deter aggression, respond to crises, and project power when called upon. As we continue to modernize our forces, the expertise will ensure that Uganda remains prepared for both existing and emerging challenges.
Muhoozi has also vowed to continue wiping out corruption within the security circles, thus calling on serving officers to join him in this war.
I have to tell you that on our part as the leadership of UPDF, we remain resolute in addressing obstacles that hinder our military's development, including corruption and mismanagement of resources that should be used to bolster our combat capabilities and the welfare of our personnel.
With many accomplishments, including building a stable and solid force, Muhoozi gives it to the Commander-in-Chief, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as a key enabler of whatever has been attained, and therefore there is need to support him.
None of these advancements would be possible without the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
This has been at this year's graduation ceremony of Uganda Air Force College, where over 500 students were awarded accolades in different disciplines at an event held in Entebbe.
The second one, sir, is the engineering training school, which is very new, sir.
This is why we train personnel appointed in aviation courses, such as aeronautical engineering, that include engine and airframe on our own platforms, electrical engineering, avionics, technical tours, technical workshops.
I now take this opportunity to declare that all the students who have been undergoing various Air Force and Air Defense courses have duly graduated. Mungu pamoja nasi. Asante.
Stewards of technology and architects of the future, may you rise to every challenge, stand unyielding in the face of adversity, and find purpose in the service of others. As you go forth, the world will watch and history will remember. Go with one key phrase: safety first.
Now, a total of 283 NRM members have been nominated to contest for the party's Central Executive Committee seat out of 300 candidates who submitted their nomination papers recently. Let's hear more in this report.
The NRM Electoral Commission has discovered that some party members are submitting incorrect academic credentials, which led to their cancellation.
Handling petitions related to academic papers, candidates we've nominated. This is being handled by the Directorate of Legal Services, and the Directorate is handling them.
Speaking to press after the completion of the nomination of candidates for the SEC positions, Tanga Odoi said the process went smoothly with successful nominations of 283 NRM members to contest for the posts of their preference. He warned the nominated party members to avoid using insulting language against their opponents during the coming party campaign.
We call upon all candidates to respect each other, all candidates to abide by the law. If you want to abuse your friend, that's not part of why you are going to Parliament.
The Commission has also announced the schedule to be followed tomorrow in the nomination of the party chairman, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Will come early so that they avoid being blocked by security. By the end of today, you will get a list of those accredited to attend tomorrow's function.
Meanwhile, prominent figures in the party that include Anita Annett Among, Captain Mike Mokula, Hamson Oboa, Okorot Daniel, and others have been nominated.
It shows you that the leading and the majority leaders and the leadership of the party in the country is mainly from the East. That shows you the strength, the capacity of mobilization.
And my main agenda to come into this race is to unite the party. Is to unite the people of Eastern region, is to unite the strong cadres of the region.
I'm going in that Central Executive Committee to take a voice specifically and strictly for the NRM women. We have to lead by example.
Captain Mike Mokula, who wants to take back the vice chairmanship of NRM in Eastern region, speaking after the nomination, urged the party members not to try to replace him with any other candidates because he has done tremendous work in terms of mobilizing for the party.
The president won in Eastern. We were actually second to the West in voting for the president. That you cannot remove a winning captain from the playing football ground.
However, Daniel Okorot, who is also running for the Eastern Region seat in the SEC, said this is the time for Captain Mike Mokula to hand over the leadership of the Eastern Region to the youth.
Mokula has to give space for another creative minds, has to leave space for another innovative leaders to come in and reform the party, to come in and transform the party.
They have highlighted areas where they tend to concentrate and boost their party support if given flagship.
Today has not been just a nomination. It is the starting point of revolutionizing our party. NRM has been suffering a defeat because of incompetent leaders. Package myself very well and present to the president the need for us as NRM women to have regional circles where the president will put money.
There are areas including Remiyaga, Rampara, Boamba County in Bundibujo, where the commission has banned the joint campaign of the aspirants until it receives the timetable for all the candidates. Mary Namkose, Joseph Muyengo, UBC News.
Now the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Mong, has pledged to recruit and mobilize new members to join the ruling NRM party. If elected as the second national vice chairperson female, she made this commitment during her nomination at the NRM Electoral Commission offices in Kampala.
The Speaker's nomination process kicked off with a massive procession from Nakasero Primary School playgrounds at around 9 a.m. Just as the process began, a heavy downpour struck, but did little to dampen the spirits of Anita Among, who was accompanied by her husband, Engineer Moses Magogo, and supporters from across the country. Shortly after her nomination, speaking from her residence, Anita Among reiterated her pledge to recruit and mobilize new members into the NRM if elected to the SEC.
Here to serve. There is no benefit that I'm looking for in that position. I am offering myself to serve Uganda, serve the party NRM, and do mobilization for the party.
She also promised to promote unity within the NRM, a feat she says she has already demonstrated by uniting MPs within Parliament.
Not say that this position is only for Teso, no. And I will also not say that no Anita, no vote in Teso. No, I will not say that.
Among was nominated alongside Mike Mukula, who is vying for the National Vice Chairperson Eastern, Government Chief Whip Hamson Oboa for National Vice Chairperson Northern, Semwanga Giavira for Chairperson of the Entrepreneurs League, and several other members of Parliament. Many praised Anita's bold move to challenge the incumbent Rebecca Kadaga.
Encourage my senior mother, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. You've done your part. Your value is known by this party. For your record, for your dignity, it will not be good for us to take you to the voters.
In the West, there is no doubt you have massive support.
So her coming as a member of SEC, second as a female, is a testimony that she's a good mobilizer.
It is also clear from the massive support we have seen and witnessed all over the country that the Right Honorable Anita Annette Magogo is destined to win and become the second national vice chairperson of NRM.
The workers, they are going to consider me as their best candidate and vote me. Once they vote me as their best candidate, then I will represent them on issues affecting workers, the casualization.
My people of Moroto, for your prayers. Finally, here I am that I finished the nomination today. They say, better late than never. I've managed finally. Thank you for your prayers. It has really worked.
Other notable nominations included Noo Mugisha, Cedric Zeire Kaguta, contesting for the National Vice Chairperson, Western Uganda, who vowed to fight corruption and arrogance within the party.
I will also address the issue of fighting impunity, arrogance, and corruption within our party. I'm not ashamed to say it, because what has killed the NRM now, NRM is popular, is good, people like it, but the leaders who are arrogant, those who have impunity, who are corrupt, we have to fight them.
Sanza Tana was nominated for chairperson of the Entrepreneurs League, citing his vast business experience as a key asset.
The purpose of coming up, having been a businessman for more than 35 years, having worked with the industrialists, facilitated investment in this country, my connections internationally, both India, China, Middle East. I come with a lot of knowledge in terms of bettering the entrepreneurial space.
Meanwhile, Nicholas Arnaitu expressed interest in representing Kampala on the SEC.
To have been losing in Kampala and therefore some parts of Uganda is because we didn't have good representation at SEC level. You find people, they don't study the problems on the ground. They don't come back to consult us. But now, me, I'm coming with with new energy.
The nomination exercise for SEC position is expected to conclude tomorrow, Saturday, with the nomination of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Now over to Kinkizi East as the NRM flag bearer race for Parliament intensifies ahead of the 17th July 2025 primaries. Kinkizi East has turned into a political beehive. The area MP, who is also the Minister for Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, has hit hard the campaign trail, moving across sub-counties, greeting supporters and promising continued support.
The Minister for Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, who is also the Member of Parliament for Kinkizi East, has begun campaigning to retain his seat. He is reminding voters of the progress achieved in infrastructure, health and education under his leadership and promised even more if re-elected. His track record speaks for itself, and he urged residents to continue the journey together.
Haza nitwekabere mbiziba NRM tukagira nomani y'umuntu mukuru mu kibina cya NRM tukagira ngo muri akaruru abesimbire bagende hamwe.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Presidential Representative in Kanungu, Byarugaba Magezi, has assured the public of tight security measures ahead of the primaries. He warned that any attempts to disrupt the voting process will be dealt with decisively. As the countdown to July 17th continues, voters in Kinkizi East say they are ready but also hopeful their leaders will address lingering local issues, including poor roads, limited access to clean water and youth unemployment.
Tusima nnyo obukulembeze bwa President Museveni Kaguta kimusimanywa tukulembedde bulungi era tusaba naffe Kanungu tufune omukulembeze omulungi era nga atufaako era tukolerera nga Kanungu kubanga Kanungu tukyabulaabulamuko ku makubo amakubo gabulaabulamu n'amasanyalaze si malungi nnyo era twetaaga omukulembeze wa NRM anaasobola okutuyambako omukutukiikirira bulungi mu Parliament era tufune gye twetaaga e Kanungu ng'amasanyalaze amasomero amalwaliro n'ebirala.
Joseph Kigozgola, Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The NRM Electoral Commission District Registrar has released the joint campaign program for Bukonzo West County and Kasese District. The campaigns are officially set to begin on 5th of July 2025. Now, candidates Godfrey Kabyanga has expressed his readiness to compete with his colleague in a peaceful and healthy environment.
The Bukonzo West MP candidate Godfrey Kabyanga Chime Baluku and also State Minister for National Guidance is actively canvassing for votes in the constituency, urging residents to vote for him in the NRM primaries. As part of his mobilization campaigns, the minister seeks to regain the constituency from the hands of the opposition, currently represented by Honorable Atkins Katusabe of the Forum for Democratic Change. But this can only be achieved after battling Dr. Crispus Chiyonga in the NRM democratic process.
Because we all qualified. As soon as NRM accepted our nomination and allowed us to go into the race, it implies we are equal.
Kabyanga is looking for votes while using motorcycles in the hard-to-reach areas where the terrain is challenging to navigate.
And if you do maintenance, routine maintenance, when it rains, the roads get spoiled because of the terrain. We are going to lobby for more funds. And the president knows this. He has even suggested that we get a unit which can handle disasters and also the hard terrain. And the Minister of Works, I think, is working on that. And we need heavy machinery, because at the moment the district is given a grader, but now we need bulldozers, we need excavators, and the president has directed the ministry to avail that. But the good thing with Kasese also, now most of the parts in the mountains are accessible, either by car or by motorcycle. So you saw us navigating the mountains, and we reached where we were going on motorcycle, and that's good enough, because before NRM took power in 1986, you couldn't access that place with even a motorcycle.
The joint campaign program has been released to ensure that each candidate is given an opportunity to talk directly to the voters. The joint campaigns officially begin on the 5th of July 2025.
Because they have even given us time to consult individually. We shall always start at 1 p.m. So we shall have the morning to do other consultative meetings. It's okay, I'm very comfortable with it. I'm very comfortable with joint campaigns, and I would like to appeal to my colleagues to be calm, to be very calm. These campaigns are not a question of life and death.
The candidates continue to conduct their door-to-door engagements as part of their mobilization efforts to ground their presence in the constituency.
Now, the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Balambaru Gahara, has ordered the arrest and investigation of the Community Development Officer and the Chief Administrative Officer of Busia District over alleged embezzlement of 1 billion shillings meant for Youth Livelihood Program.
The Youth and Children Affairs Balambaru Gahara is enforcing the presidential directive to evaluate and sensitize youth about the ongoing government initiatives. He is currently touring several youth livelihood program beneficiaries in Busia District alongside Honorable John Mulimba, the MP for Samia Bugwe. Barugahara called on district leaders to ensure transparency and accountability in the use of public funds and emphasized that the funds must reach the intended beneficiaries.
The president got a fund for the youth since 2013-2014, but the people who benefited from that fund initially were not proper.
He warned against the misuse of government resources meant for the youth and ordered immediate investigations into the alleged misappropriation.
The district received 1.3 billion, but the beneficiary of 1.3 billion, if you come on ground, we may find only 100 or 200 million may be existing. The 1.1 was swindled or eaten. So for how long are we going to go on like this? This must stop. So I handed over the RDC. I asked the RDC to investigate the office of the Chief Administrative Officer and the Community Development Officer and the different sub-counties to make visits in these villages to confirm that this money is there.
Balam stressed the need to establish systems that will curb corruption in Busia.
System has to be designed on how to counter this or on how to end this. And that system can only be designed either by getting money and we allocate the Youth Development Fund the same way PDM has been allocated.
Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and MP for Samia Bugwe, Honorable John Mulimba, said that the youth program in Busia died on arrival due to mismanagement.
We have a number of projects that are running. Of course, known among others is the Youth Livelihood Program, which I want to call. It was a program out of huge aspiration of the youth. But I want to say this is one of the programs which died on arrival. It died on arrival, and I think it's not a success story whatsoever.
He emphasized the importance of proper coordination in implementing such programs.
We need to build capacity. First of all, we need to make people prepared for receiving this money and using it in a direction that is intended to. Fortunately, awareness is still a problem.
Busia district received 1.3 billion shillings for the Youth Livelihood Program between the 2013, 2014 and 2023-2024 financial years, yet only 200 million has been recovered. Jen Nyiramugisha compiled this report for UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Jen. And now National Resistance Movement candidates contesting for various positions in Kasese district have kicked off their in-house campaigns, unveiling their agendas should they be elected. In Bukonzo County East, parliamentary aspirants spent the day mobilizing NRM supporters ahead of elections slated for 17th of this month.
One of the National Resistance Movement flag bearers, Dr. Mandy Road, expressed confidence with a renewed mandate the opposition will be defeated.
Since last season, there is a lot of hope that this time round, NRM is going to capture this seat. Important to note is that over 3,800 members of opposition parties have converted to the NRM party.
Dr. Rood also pledged to prioritize access to quality education and health care services.
Importantly, there are key issues that we plan to address once given the flag, but also engage in the general elections and get to parliament. Issues cut across health, water, electricity, roads, unemployment, and issues of socio-economic transformation.
Meanwhile, the only female parliamentary aspirant from Kasese Salamulembe Kabejesa vowed to champion women's empowerment through inclusive and active leadership.
As NRM government, we've never had an MP from Bukonzo East. And this is one of the things that inspired me to come among men. You know, here it is known as a position for men. That's what people think. But I wanted to show the women that the president, ever since he entered into the government, he has promoted women emancipation.
National Resistance Movement Kasese District Chairperson James Mbahimba cautioned against acts of hooliganism at rallies, warning that such behavior tarnishes the party's image.
If we manage these elections properly, we shall not get independence. And that's what we are trying to avoid, that as candidates appear, they should appear as brothers, explain their facts to the supporters and call the supporters to support them on facts laid.
Now, as the race for the Central Executive Committee leadership in the NRM party intensifies across elective positions, some contenders are already projecting themselves as front runners long before the vote is cast. Let's hear more in this report.
Born in the hills of Kisoro in 1967 and named Augustus Mulenga, the once quiet boy has since rebranded himself into King Caesar Augustus Mulenga. He currently serves as Uganda's permanent honorary consul of Vietnam.
Because all my life I've been supporting the President Yoweri Museveni since the primary days in 1980s. During the UPM days.
Although he has maintained a low public profile, his name has reached global corridors, his credentials have earned him appointments, and his energy has built an investment footprint.
Me, I was a businessman during primary schools. I am a born business person. But you cannot do business in an instability situation. Like now, no one can do a business in Ukraine. Neither can someone do now a business in Palestine. So where there is insecurity, there is no business. So for us businessmen, we support all those that bring peace in our country.
An academician and founder of King Caesar University, Mulenga has long watched politics from a distance, but with interest.
Why did I join politics? I've been a supporter of politicians. I've been a supporter of the president, 101%. But then we realized that some of these leagues, we businessmen, and an entrepreneurship league in particular, was not taking us somewhere.
After years on the sidelines, he has now stepped onto the front line of the NRM party, joining the race for chairperson of the Entrepreneurs League.
So one time I had a discussion with some of our members. They say, but why is it that we continue complaining, yet we are there, we can do something? They say, lamentations doesn't help. We must volunteer as leaders if we can do something, however small it is, to make it good in this entrepreneurship league. And that is why I joined this race.
Mulenga, who has built an empire spanning education and business, believes he is the change Uganda's entrepreneurs have been waiting for.
In fact, I told them while I was correcting my views, correcting views from them, that I have no manifesto. The manifesto for me is cash, and the other side is happiness and God in between. That is my manifesto. Cash, happiness, and God in between. Why cash?
Without a written manifesto, he is anchoring his campaign on strategy and ideas.
Like day follows the night. In everywhere I went, I say leadership, they give you leader, and you are supposed to do what you discussed with them. The third thing I have found out is that they were complaining about taxation. Taxation is, hampering their progress. But I found out that most of the complaints about taxation is lack of tax knowledge. They don't know how to keep the records. The records they need to be advised how to keep their records.
He pledges that once elevated to the NRM's decision-making conclave, he will bring fresh momentum to Uganda's economic transformation.
The third thing they are talking about is about the affordable capital, affordable credit. They are complaining that interest rate is very, very high, and therefore we've also decided that we are going to start 6 development banks in 6 regions of NRM, or development circles, and we are starting mobilizing ourselves to save within 1 year 1 billion shillings for each region, so that this 1 billion region, all those using little money, 1 million, 10, they can borrow from this money. But we have B on it. B on it, we are offering that each region is going to create a standard offer. A standard offer is a document we are going to create, which has about 5 issues.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
I call upon all my support.
Now, the Chancellor of Uganda Christian University and Archbishop of Uganda, the Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugalu, has emphasized the need to uphold Christian values in both personal and professional life.
In the humanities and law disciplines, attracting students from across Uganda and beyond.
Once again, appreciate all of you.
This year's ceremony saw over 1,500 graduates, including 4 doctoral awardees, pass through the university's gates. In his keynote address, Dr. Kazimba urged the graduates to serve their communities with faith, integrity and compassion as they transition into the professional world.
To carry forward what you have received here, not just the academic knowledge, but the values of faith, integrity, and compassion.
He also expressed gratitude for the strong bond between UCU and the Anglican Church, noting the university's preparedness to host the next year's Uganda Matters Day celebrations.
I appreciate the ongoing preparations for the upcoming All-Clergy Conference scheduled for August 2025 here at UCU. This too reflects the university's vital role in the life and mission of the Church, especially as a host of key events.
Echoing the Chancellor's message, Right Reverend Alfred Olwa, chairperson of the University Council, encouraged graduates to be ambassadors of UCU's Christian ethos wherever they go.
You are marking not just the end of a chapter, but the beginning of a new one. Graduation is not your final destination, but it is your launch pad. It is your launch pad to explore greater heights.
The ceremony also featured congratulatory remarks from Dr. Phil Puraikin, president of Wheaton College in USA, who applauded UCU for fulfilling its mission of Christ-centered education.
And I also want to congratulate the trustees, the council, the entire leadership of Uganda Christian University, the faculty and staff. Today you prove that you are on mission for Jesus Christ in fulfilling the work that God has called you to do.
Among the notable graduates was Joel Senyonyi, leader of opposition in the Parliament of Uganda, who earned a Master of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Management.
I thank God for today. I have graduated from the School of Business with a Master's in Organizational Leadership and Management. This is a 3-year course offered by UCU, an incredible course among several others. It's honestly not left me the same. You get better as a leader, you learn from peers, you discover new theories, better ways of doing things as a leader.
This year's graduation also registered a significant gender milestone, with female graduates making up to 56% of the total, compared to 44% in male. Mary Namkose, UBC News.
Now, police have released the information regarding the death of a primary 5 pupil at Bato Junior School in PG District. According to the postmortem report, the 12-year-old Gracious Butcher committed suicide. Let's see more from this report.
Bato Junior School in Page Town Council was found dead, hanging from a rope in what police suspected to be a case of suicide. On Tuesday, police registered a case of suspected suicide at Bato Junior School in Page Town Council, following the discovery of the 12-year-old pupil's lifeless body.
The boy, I found the boy already has died. I found him after checking because I wanted to help him, to save him, but I found him when he has died.
The school management has been asked to account for the events leading up to the child's alleged suicide.
Nenga abajja bagamba nti kijja kitokuba nti omwana kana akantu ketugiddeko okubanga kwali ne bagamba yes mugamba nti tikamuse naye era kwali kubanga akoze eki asibyeko kagwa kwe mugamba akoze eki asibyeko kumuyita akatono akamuse nti kasobola kumutta naye akoze eki asibyeko era.
A post-mortem report released on the death of Gracious Butcher indicates that the pupil took his own life. According to Katonga Regional Police, the findings are critical to the ongoing investigations.
For the family, we have investigating officers who are in touch with the family. The people who conveyed the body to mortuary, of course, they are in touch with the family. But on the school side, no one has come. But also the OC, CID, is going to communicate to them.
Currently, 5 suspects suspects are in police custody as investigators await a consensus between the family and the school to determine the next course of action.
We arrested 5 people who could assist us in investigations. So now we are waiting for the parents. We give them the postmortem report and we see how to counsel the parents and also take the body for burial.
Security personnel are reviewing CCTV footage to aid further management of the case.
The good thing, that building, next to that building, there was CCTV cameras, so we retrieved and submitted to forensic.
Meanwhile, police are arguing a timely review of school security management committees and are advocating for collaborative efforts between schools and guardians to openly assess and monitor students' well-being. Abdul Nasser Luvama and Rigana Humza for UBC.
Quite a sad story there at 43 minutes past 8 o'clock. We're going to take a short break and we will return with more news. Stay with us.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's this drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! F-bomb-B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
And into the world of business, they say the future belongs to the educated, and for hundreds of children in Kalungu district, our future now looks brighter and more attainable. In a tradition of lasting impact, WQ Company has once again returned to Masaka and Lukaya, reaffirming its commitment to uplifting undeserved learners, as we hear more in this report.
Across Kalungu district, smiles are becoming as common as textbooks, and for good reason. The latest chapter in WQ's annual education drive brought essential supplies, heartfelt encouragement, and the powerful message that rural learners are not forgotten.
You are our heroes, thank you.
What began as a corporate gesture has evolved into a structured follow-up program, providing consistent, targeted support to the same communities, deepening trust and multiplying impact. From books and uniforms to desks and tuition aid, the intervention tackles the everyday obstacles keeping children out of school.
As an organization, WQ, we really know that impacting the future of this country is through the current young generation. And we felt that the best way for us to impact the younger generation for the future of this country was by way of education.
As a way of giving back to community, we believe education is the key to unlocking potential and driving progress.
This year's effort was coordinated with local leaders, school heads, and parents, a collaborative model that has anchored the initiative since its inception.
The program is under education, and the opportunity came, and they were sponsoring children, both primary and secondary. So we started registering children, those ones who are vulnerable, those ones who cannot support themselves, parents who are sick, those ones who lost their parents. And that's how we came up to the program. And we came to a total of 35.
We also want to thank you for your contribution towards our national economy. No wonder that now we are no longer in LDCs. We are no longer a low development country, we have entered into a middle income, and China and companies from China are part of that journey. We want to thank you so much, Double Q.
As a member of the District Council, I thank you so much for the assistance that you render to our communities.
The company founder, Bruce, was absent. A delegation led by Double Q's international partners delivered his message of unwavering support.
We recognize the challenge many face in accessing quality education. Our sponsorship program aims to bridge this gap.
We chose Kalungu because naturally there are a lot of disadvantaged people within this community. These people who are disadvantaged here, we identified that there are so many children that are coming in from largely impoverished families, that's one. And secondly, we also identified that there were children that had been disadvantaged in terms of access of education due to having lost parents, and so they're orphans. And also, we also identified that there are highly talented and bright children that had parents, but they had inability to be able to extend education to their children.
Kalungu district, including Lukaya and Masaka, was among the first regions selected due to its high number of vulnerable schools and learners.
So Double Q has provided me school fees grants, and also has provided me scholastic materials like bags, pens, books.
With my mother, my father left us very long ago. My mother has been struggling very hard to give us a future and a chance to see tomorrow.
With eyes fixed on the future and a network of support growing stronger, Double Q's outreach is more than an annual event, it's a lifeline and a legacy. In a region where every pencil, chair and tuition receipt counts, the company's consistent presence is a promise kept one school visit at a time. Sandra Kahonde, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Sandra Kahunde. Now, Uwezo Uganda has deepened the campaign to drive life skills and building amongst young people between 13 to 17 years, those in school and out of school, by employing parental community engagements. Uwezo Uganda is targeting 8 districts moving in different communities for this cause.
For the past 1.5 months, the parental engagement campaign by Uwezo Uganda has taken root in communities where stories are told and hearts are shaped. It is here that Uwezo Uganda has been preaching the urgent gospel of nurturing life skills. Educational stakeholders believe that the journey of a child does not begin in a classroom setting, but at home. It's in these silent, daily moments that character is carved and futures are molded.
So for the last 1.5 months, we have been running this drive of encouraging parent engagement in the nurturing of life skills and values. So far we have done 1.5 months, and it's around themes. So we appreciate that there are so many life skills or skills, so many, maybe hundreds or thousands. But we started off with the skill of problem solving, because problems are a factor of life. They are part of life. But how do young people navigate difficult challenges and thrive and rise above them?
In deep engagements with parents, the message is simple yet profound. Knowing your children, understanding their curiosity, teaching them honesty.
Let's give our children time as long as we are making money.
Among the skills being nurtured are problem solving, collaboration, among others.
But we also appreciate that these values and skills are nurtured right from childhood, from families in which children grow and the communities in which they live. We have had themes, our conversations with communities around themes. For example, how do you nurture young people who are curious? They question, they don't just take things as they are, but they question, why is this like this? How do I overcome this? And so on. We are talking about critical thinking.
Because if the child is not nurtured well, we all get challenges. Not only you as a parent, but even the society, even the country.
According to Uwezo Uganda, If the country is to build competent education products, then life skills must be woven into the childhood fabric.
For the system to produce young people, children with these values and skills, very many systems have to come into play. So yes, the curriculum has to be appropriate. What the teachers do in the classroom should be appropriate and geared towards building these competencies. The assessment.
In each of the 8 districts, Uwezo reaches out to 2 communities, meeting with parents, local leaders, religious figures, and even the media, turning every voice into a vessel for this message of hope. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Business, the government has secured $8.2 million from the Global Environment Facility to support water security and catchment resilience across Uganda's cattle corridor. The funds, channeled through the Least Development Countries Fund, will facilitate the implementation of climate-resilient projects and promote alternative livelihoods in selected districts of the cattle corridor.
Uganda's cattle corridor is a water-stressed ecosystem covering over 84,000 square kilometers, home to about 40% of the country's population and nearly 90% of its cattle. Stretching from the southwestern to the northeastern parts of the country, the corridor is largely agropastoral and faces multiple threats, ranging from deforestation and wetland degradation to wildfires, prolonged droughts, soil erosion, and water pollution. Research shows that Uganda loses over $30 million annually due to climate change impacts.
We've seen people are losing their livelihood because of water scarcity. We've seen people losing their animals being sold at prices that are not acceptable because of this.
We see erratic rainfalls, we see longer droughts. We've lost a lot of cattle when there are long droughts, and we've lost a lot of livestock, a lot of infrastructure when there are very many heavy floods.
With the newly secured funds from the Global Environment Facility, hopes are high that these challenges will be addressed.
Uganda, working in coordination with Conservation International, we have accessed $8.2 million from the Global Environment Facility in order to support interventions in the cattle corridor that will strengthen the resilience of this fragile ecosystem.
This project aligns with the long-term vision of the joint programming between the Global Environment Facility and Green Climate Fund, therefore complementing with another bigger project that the ministry is preparing, submit to the GCF amounting to $72 million.
The project is also expected to bolster the ongoing micro-scale irrigation program, which supports farmers in acquiring irrigation equipment.
Now, this helps us in scaling up the scope, because a project remains a project. It can cover the whole country, but it may not reach every farmer. So with this, those small piecemeals help us to scale up and make at least more farmers to be reached out and more farmers to access these facilities and services.
And so when we restore the environment, it will make the conditions more conducive for the communities to thrive in the different livelihood interventions.
Conservation International, the implementing agency, emphasized the need for inclusivity throughout the 5-year rollout.
There are many stakeholders that should contribute to this, and it is important to be inclusive. And we are looking here at the various demographic constituencies, women's groups, the youth, the vulnerable, or collectively indigenous people in local communities. There's so much value in the norms that are cultural and traditional that can complement what modern science offers.
This is an opportunity for everybody in the cattle corridor, particularly in the district that will be covered by this project. I appeal to the beneficiaries who will be targeted by this project to welcome this project and to take it as an opportunity for changing their lives.
Currently, the cattle corridor contributes about 8% to Uganda's GDP. With interventions like this, stakeholders are optimistic the figure could rise to as much as 20%. All this was revealed during a stakeholders consultative meeting held in Kampala. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Now quickly into the world of sports. Preparations for the 2024 Chan tournament are in full gear as Uganda Cranes continues their non-residential training sessions ahead of the regional football showdown. On Friday, the team held its daytime training at Luzira Prison Grounds.
With less than a month to go until 2024 Chan tournament kicks off across Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, Uganda Cranes remains focused and determined. All local-based players were present for day 10 of non-residential training at Rosita Prison Ground, under the close supervision of the technical team.
Prepare for the upcoming task Chan, which we are the hosts here in Uganda. We are hoping for the best in the tournament. As a person, of course, I have a lot of targets as a player and as a team, the national team. Let's expect the best out of us. We are going to do our best to give her the best. My current club, URFC, they have given the opportunity to showcase. That's why I'm right here on the national team.
Our preparations for the tournament are quite good. We're playing well. The boys are doing well. They are really fine. You see, there's some fun, and it's good football. So I'm so optimistic and sure that it's going to be a good one, the coming tournament for Chan.
The technical bench, led by Coach Molebie Kwaso and his assistant Fred Muhumuza, continues to emphasize tactical awareness, physical conditioning and team unity. Uganda will face South Africa, Guinea, Niger and Algeria in a tough group, but the focus remains on breaking past the group stages. With commitment and consistent effort, the Uganda Cranes hope to soar high at Chan 2024. The team will resume training after the weekend break as the countdown to August 2nd continues. Nabachibi Doreen Malaika, UBC News.
Well, and with that story, we'll wind up our bulletin, and of course we will meet again at 10 o'clock. But before we sign out, let's have the recap on our headlines.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
In our headlines tonight, CDF General Muhoozi rallies public to join the fight against corruption. NRM closes SEC nominations as 280 aspirants cleared for party positions. Speaker Kinkizi East buzzes with political activity as Barrio Monsi engages voters. And lastly, Minister Kabyanga calls for peaceful campaigns during Bukonzo West joint rally. And that's it from us. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Stay with us.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Bigida MTN kola tunes wangule Chaka kosi kola tune Chakala MTN kola tunes ofuke wina
Bigida ne MTN kola tunes owangule Wano wendi tuli kasanga ti tuze kugaba pichi omuwanguzi waffe asoose avudde kasangati omukyala wangu de bamuyita Alice abadde n'akayimba kano okumala emyaka 8.
Nze ngomulaba wano essaawa zino eno nzize okukiikirira anti wange eyawangudde digidigi eno gy'olabako wano eno tweyanza nnyo tweyanzege MTN Thank you so much.
Ky'oba olina okola nyiga star 17 star 12 hash teekamu akayimba akakusanyusa oyagala kashiba oyagala ka Dax Vibe oba oyagala ka Spice Diana digida ne M10 Cola Tunes owangule.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
From the day your child is born, you want to protect them. You want to protect them from the harm you know and the things your eyes can see. Protect them from falls when they are playing and as they are learning the world. But what protects them from the things your eyes can't see? Diseases attacking their bodies. Immunization from as early as birth, 6 weeks, 10, 14 weeks, to 9 and 18 months, and malaria starting at 6, 7, 8 to 18 months protects children from diseases, giving them the foundation they need to grow stronger and healthier.
Parents and caregivers, remember to immunize your children 9 times from birth to 18 months to protect them against vaccine